That's 150, please.
No. Which one, Harry?
The actress who played the sort of upper-class twit girl, Brenda, she was freezing cold, and no matter what we did, she was shivering. So their murder is actually cut short.
The night that we did the filming on Hampstead Heath was very, very, very cold. And I was so cold I couldn't stop shivering, so we did take after take of me hearing the sound and this kind of wolf thing jumping at me.
Hey, did you hear something?
Just now?
Yes.
No.
I think after about 20 or 30 takes, we had to abandon it because I couldn't stop shaking before they took the shot.
I'd seen a film many years ago called Raw Meat about this guy living in the subways. And I just remember thinking, what a wonderfully creepy place a subway is. I just thought this is a good place for murder.
I was ill. There was a flu going around London, and I got it. And I'd lost a lot of weight, and I felt very weak. And of course, the last thing you want to do when you feel like that is do what we did down at Tottenham Court Road Tube Station.
Hello? Is there someone there?
Filmed all night. About 4 o'clock in the morning, all the oxygen had disappeared. I think there was something wrong with the Steadicam remote, so we couldn't get everything absolutely pin sharp. So we're doing a lot of takes. And Ray, the Steadicam op, was following me, and I thought I was going to die.
I can assure you that this is not in the least bit amusing.
It was unusual to actually undersling the Steadicam, and I had a bracket made whilst working on a previous film, and I was able to drop the camera down to about 3 foot above the ground, which gave the lovely effect of the wolf's point of view.
Good Lord.
John asked me to do a running shot with Mike, and the normal thing in those days was to ask Mike to just cut their speed down, because when the camera is travelling with them, it looks fast enough as it is. But John didn't want that, and so I had to do this flat out.
I said, when he falls on those escalator, I want it to really hurt. I went, God, are you all right? He was fine. But that's a good stunt.
That shot, last thing, the camera comes up, and I'm on the staircase, and John is saying, I want to see death in your face.
We wanted to shoot in the Royal Zoo. Fortunately, John had some connections to a member of Parliament, and I was able to get to the authorities. It took me a couple of days to convince them that, we would shoot before with a naked man in the zoo.
Thank you.
We would shoot before any parents would bring young children there.
They were interesting, the wolves, because they were wolves. What makes you nervous about any wild animal, makes you nervous about wolves, is you think they're big dogs, but they're not. They can turn around and go, It's incredible how quickly he climbs out of that place.
You read it in the script, it doesn't look like a big deal. Hey, wakes up at the zoo. It was one of those things that you just, stay in character, and the only time it gets awkward is when they cut, and now you're just a naked guy standing in a street corner.
Excuse me.
That was so funny, because, again, this was a woman who didn't know what was, going to be done. See, there's going to be a man coming out from around this bush, and he's just going to say something to you, so you just are startled when he comes out. That was literally the direction that she was given. I remember talking to her afterwards. She said, I didn't look down.
And John thought he would have a joke, and he asked me if I would take a part in the picture. And at first I said, no, you can't go, I can't act and stuff.
A lot of weather we've been having lately.
So I was the man at the bus stop, and I had to look round in disgust. But whilst I was doing that, all the electricians stood in a line and mooned. They pulled their trousers down and sort of tried to make me laugh during. So it must have taken about 4 or 5, 6 shots to be able to get that take. But it was fun, and I got 2 credits on the film for that. That was my reward.